Thanks, Michael. Hi, Brooks. You were obviously in last month. The Bosnia game was the kind of carrot at the end of that one. Just curious how the feeling's different now with qualifying games at the end of this month. Thank you.
Yeah, the feelings, it's more serious. These games at the end of the month are to qualify for a World Cup. So, all the focus is training here as hard as we can to prepare as well as possible for us to go out there and get the 3 wins that we need.
Next will be Jake Anderson.
Hi, Jake Anderson with Arizona Sports. Obviously, growing up in Arizona, being able to do this and train with the national team in your home state, just what does that mean to you? And is that something you even thought was possible as a kid?
Yeah, it means the world to me. It's one of my dreams growing up was to play for the men's national team, and it's special to have the camp here in Scottsdale where I grew up, where all my friends and family are watching me, and it's really special for me to be here. So I'm glad to be here in this camp and involved with this group, and I just continue to push every day to show myself and show my capabilities.
Next will be John Lupo.
Thanks, Michael. Brooks, you mentioned about being in the camp. I know there's only a certain amount of spots available. What's your first impressions of the players that are at the camp and how competitive it can be and how that can actually just help the team overall?
Yeah, it's very competitive. This camp is full of very talented players all across the U.S., and that's what makes this camp so special. The quality of and the standard of training has gone up a notch, and it's because of the guys that are in this camp and the qualities that they have. So we're training hard every single day and doing our best to prepare for those qualifiers.
Next we'll go to Julia Lopez.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So just going off of, you being home in Arizona, you're just one of a handful of players from Arizona that have, made it this far. Just how much pride do you take, being a part of that group?
Yeah, I take so much pride in being involved in that group. I know it's a small handful of people that have been able to get the chance and opportunity to play for the men's national team. So it's very special for me and my family to be one of those players coming out of Arizona. And I just want to continue to show and represent for the city and state of Arizona in Scottsdale that I deserve to be here, and that every chance that I get, I'm going to give everything I can to help the group and get wins for this team.
We'll go to Felipe Cardenas.
Hey Brooks, Happy New Year, man. What has your focus been this week tactically, and even in the last camp when you were here playing under Greg? What have been your areas of improvement, and how important a year is this for you now that you're in this camp, second time called up, and you're actually now competing for a World Cup qualifying spot?
Yeah, I mean, I've focused on what Greg wants out of me as a player here in these camps, and he's very specific on his tactics and what he wants from each and every player, and I've tried to take those ideas with open arms and really understand what he wants. So I'm doing that every single day and trying to improve that. And like you said, yeah, this is a huge season for me. 2022 is a great year. So far, being able to get into this camp, and I want to see how many camps I can get called into this year, and hopefully have a great season. And I'm looking forward to it.
Next will be Brian Sharetta.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Brooks. When you look back on last month, it was your first outing with the national team, and obviously they tried to bring you in for several times, but getting you released was tough, and even at the youth level, it was tough. But what did you learn about yourself, internally, and was there anything that, it was an emotional performance, emotional outing time for you, but what did you learn about the team? What did you learn about yourself, and discuss, the emotional aspect of finally getting involved in this, and now how you take that moving forward?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I learned about myself is resiliency. I wasn't able to get released for a couple of camps for different reasons, and I finally got my chance in the December camp and was able to get my first cap with the men's national team, and that was always my goal last season, was to get involved into a camp and get my first cap. So I was really happy to do that. And now it's just keeping my head down and pushing forward and doing everything I can to stay involved in this group and understand Greg and his tactics and what he wants out of me as a player. And I know I can do that. I've taken his ideas with open arms, and he knows I'm a player that's going to give everything for the Crest.
We will go back to Jose Romero.
Hey, Brooks, man, welcome home. Can you just kind of, for those people who don't regularly follow the national team, what is this team like? What is the makeup of this team, youth-wise, experience-wise, and just what would you think excites people and fans about this team?
Yeah, for people that don't know what the men's national team is, and it's a group of very talented players all throughout the country, and even players that are playing overseas, born and raised mostly in America, and it's just a very talented group of young men, and we have a very young squad right now, and it's an exciting group. I think it's an exciting time for fans to watch U.S. soccer right now and get involved, because it's the time for us to show the world what we are.
Next will be Ivan Skolarsek.
Hey, Brooks, talking about last month and your experience in that camp and in that game, now that you've gotten a better taste of the setup and the system and what Greg wants from his right back, how comfortable do you feel in that system, and what do you like about the system, and what do you think are going to need to work on the most to help your chances for those minutes that you want to get?
Yeah, I'm growing each and every training session, and especially in the meetings. He's very good about going over video on the things that I've done well, and also things that he wants me to improve on. And I think I've understood his tactics and what he wants from a right back really well. And now I just need to push forward and work on the things that he wants me to work on. Maybe it's positioning at times. Coming from my club team, certain coaches want certain things from different players. So just understanding at certain times where to be on the field, where I can help the team best. And he understands that I'm a right back that likes to go forward. I'm a very attacking minded player that likes to support the attack, and he's loved that so far out of me. So making those runs in behind the back line, supporting the attack to help finish attacks is what I'm all about. So just continuing to do those things, and I think I should be all right.
He gives his fullbacks freedom in his system, both left back and right back. How much do you kind of enjoy that, knowing that if you want to get forward, if you want to keep heading forward, he's going to want that. He's going to push you to do that. Yeah,
I love that. That's something that I really enjoy out of Greg's system, is that he gives a lot of freedom to the outside backs to go forward and help in the attack, and that's the type of player that I am, like I said before, and I'm going to do everything I can to try and get into that opposing team's box and get shots and crosses off to create goal scoring opportunities for this team.